I said, this is not just about Lagos. Yes, Lagos was pretty heated yesterday, but we saw crazy scenes yesterday in Oyo State. There were tribal clashes allegedly. There are things going on in the north, in the southeast. There's just so much talk about insecurity, and it gets a lot of people very worried. And we're hoping that 2021 will be a little different and better than 2020 was, and we can only call on the government to continue to do their part and hopefully starts, the tough task of fixing things for us. We're going to be switching the conversation now, and I'm joined now by a superstar, a TV presenter, actor, and someone who I know is also very passionate about Nigeria. Nancy Isime, thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Ebuka.
Good afternoon to you too. Thanks for coming. I mean, just quickly, from what we're talking about, I'm sure you saw all of the scenes that happened yesterday.
Yes.
Probably the same question. Are you worried? What do you feel when you think about Nigeria in times like this?
If there's no one that does not feel rage and sadness and anger, then that means there's something really wrong. I mean, all of these things are quite tiring, especially living in a country like Nigeria. I feel like we, the youth, we're doing everything we can to, survive, to fend for our families, to be happy. And then there's just this force that's like you always have to fight with and just battle with to be this way. And I remember yesterday, my show had just premiered and I was feeling really good. And then yesterday I went online and I saw the videos of, people in the bus and what they were going through. And I can't lie to you, I dropped the phone and I slept for a long time. I was tired, like emotionally tired. Like, what is going on? Like, what can we do to just be happy as people and not have this force that is just like, it's almost like a battle between the youth and the government. And I don't feel like it should be that way.
Yeah.
Whatever we're doing is so that everyone can enjoy, because at the end of the day, enjoyment is important.
Yeah.
So we're fighting for the police as well. We want better for them, but it seems like they feel like we're not on their side. And I can understand because majority of the protest was hijacked by hoodlums and we lost police and all of that, but at the end of the day, we all can't be bad. So there should be a middle ground where, the government listens to us as calmly as possible, not with the way they treated us. That is dehumanizing.
I mean, you work in media. Do you feel a certain sense of, if I want to have a better word, pressure, to, lead things like this or be a part of things like this or always lend your voice, to causes like this?
For sure, the pressure is there. Sometimes if I don't have enough information, I try not to speak. I like to do my research and be sure of what happened because I understand that at times like this, there's so much information in the media and people are bringing up old videos that didn't exist. So it is also my job to be sure of the information I'm passing out. But yes, of course, there's pressure because everybody wants you to post something. In my DMs, it's like, post this, it's like, post that. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't verify this. But I'm doing the best that I can. I feel like even the youth, we, the youth of these days, we're doing everything we can to put Nigeria on the global map and make people say good things about Nigeria.
Yeah.
So it's very tiring when we're putting all these efforts to put Nigeria out there, and there's just this, you're doing this, and then the next thing is news about something happening like this. It's just like, well, at what point does it stop?
Yeah. I totally understand that. Well, speaking of media, congratulations.
Thank
the Nancy
so
Isime Show,
Thank you.
Second season.
Yes, please.
Just premiered.
Yes.
How was that? I mean, because 2020 was a tough time for a lot of people. There was COVID. Work pretty much stopped, not even slowed down, stopped for a lot of people. How did you manage to still go through that and, start working on a new season for this?
I mean, luckily I'd already recorded the season. About 3 weeks or a month later, we went into lockdown. So I had the time.
So the release was just delayed?
Yes, the release was delayed, of course, in the pandemic. Brands I was talking to also set to hold on, so that's what delayed by a year. Actually, this time last year was when we were filming. Around this time, on Valentine's Day, I remember I was on set till late, but through the challenges, I'm someone who just absolutely, I love challenges. It can be tiring at times, with a lot of tears. You know how these things go. You're just like, why did I even bother to even start? I should have just left myself, the way I was. I wasn't living good. And I feel like owning your own stuff means, like I always say, it means totally saying, I barely want to sleep anymore.
Yeah.
I want to cry a lot. It's like telling yourself that now it's time to actually suffer, because you have so many people who are working and putting things together, and the people who are looking out for it. So even while we were not on TV, people kept sending me messages, even when I was having a bad day. When is the show coming back? And I'm like, I'm trying, we're working. But it's in the baby faces, and I'm so thankful because I feel like anything that is so hard to pull together, shows that there's something good there, that there's gold there. So I'll keep digging and keep digging, until we can relax and have people take over. But for now, I'm literally doing all the work and putting my hands in as much dirt as possible.
Yeah.
Of course, with a fantastic team, please.
Of course, you can never forget them.
Yes.
Well, you've evolved pretty interestingly, from modeling to TV to film. It feels like there's so many parts to you.
Yes.
Was this always the dream? This evolution?
It wasn't.
Or it just happens as you go along?
It just totally happened. I think for me, I'm a workaholic. I'm happy to take work from anywhere, anytime, any day, as long as it sits with my conscience and as long as it doesn't take me out of my comfort zone entirely. I mean, of course, the sleepless nights are welcomed and all of that. There are challenges, but for me, it's just always been about, I started as a young child. When I was still growing up, I used to tell myself, I can't wait to just work. I just had to make money and not depend on anybody in this house.
If only it was that easy.
I tell you, so that's how I started. About at 17, I was out of the house. I was doing ushering jobs where I had to stand, wash plates, welcome guests, stand for hours, stand in the sun, always be out. And in as much as it was very tiring, I was happy because I was making my money. I was almost completely independent of my family from the 10,000 naira I was making from ushering. And then from there, modeling started, and beauty queen, the beauty pageants came in, and then acting came in, and then presenting came in. So I'm a huge believer that there's a divine plan for everybody. And I just feel like I'm going through my own divine plan, and things are just falling in place as they should. So I'm not trying to force any outcome. I'm not trying to force any future. I'm just taking one day and I'm just present in the present and enjoying it and just soaking it up and making sure. I always say something. I feel like every opportunity that is sent your way, if you can just focus and be consistent and kill it, it unlocks the next phase, because I don't even know what the next phase will be. I mean, this phase now is the executive producer, show creator, founder of a studio phase for me, and I know that there's still many other phases. I'm just 29, so I still have a long way to go and a long life to live, but I'm excited to do all this.
There's a general belief that you can be jack of all trades and master of all. People always say you have to be centered somewhere, and then, you have things that might, sort of bloom from there. But, you act, you're TV presenting, you're a producer now. You probably still model on the side. I mean, does it feel like there would be distractions from all of these things on the other ones? I mean, what are you centered on?
I'm going to just say scheduling works. The ability, I feel like as humans, we're capable of doing a lot of things and doing them well. But some of us do not unlock that potential. So, for example, I'm here today talking about the Nancy Isime show as the executive producer. I'm going to talk to the publicist, whoever's running the show, running everything to make sure everything is okay. It's showing tonight on television. I'll make sure that is good. Tomorrow, I'm on set to act a film, which I've been booked for a while. And then on Friday, I have about 2 days to do other things. And then on Sunday, I host the headers. And then it continues back on set. So all I just do is, I don't feel, yes, of course, it's better to be grounded in something. That's why I'm not out here throwing my singing songs and recording and managing people and mentoring people. I know what, and that's why I say something all the time. I feel like I'm in my most selfish years where I'm very concerned about me. So being all about myself has given me the time to work on myself and have time to do other things. I, of course, left modeling by the side because it was just too much, and I don't know what next is going to go, especially with this new phase, which is the executive producer, show creator part. So I don't know which other side of me is going to, have to move on, die off to accommodate this phase, because I can't lie to you, I don't sleep anymore.
What are you most passionate about, though?
I love talking and I love acting. I hate that one has to at a point give way for the other to, continue on. But I love the two of them, and I'm just going to naturally see which of them falls by the roadside, because somehow naturally one just withers away and the other just, and just continues on. So we're just going to see. I don't want to preempt. I don't want to say anything, and then tomorrow you're like, boy, you said you're going to act forever.
Well, I mean, I talked about 2020 earlier and how crazy a year it was. Everybody knows, that 2020 was crazy. But even in that, you still were able to be in 2 great movies. Kambili, which came out earlier, did very well. Then you were in the movie that was sort of smashed records on Mogeto. Yeah, how did that come about, and how did that feel, working with Funke Akindele and being in what is now the movie to beat in the industry?
It's amazing. And to Funke is somebody who I tell her I emulate her work ethics. I tell her all the time, every time I'm with her, I'm watching her, and you can literally see her in her own head. And those are people, with those kind of people, success is just guaranteed. We have a group where Auntie Funke is constantly talking into. You can tell that this person is vested. Yeah. She's making voice notes early in the morning, late at night. And that just shows that this person, and anything that you're invested in, just flourishes. So for me, being in that film is even the list of, appreciating the superwoman and the super couple called Auntie Funke and JJ Skills. They totally killed it. This is all about them and the hard work that they put to ensure this, and casting right, putting all the right people in the film. Oh, it takes a lot of hard work. So they saw it coming, and I'm very happy for her because she had sort of a challenging year with what had happened with the whole COVID situation. So for me to see her smile at the end of the year, it's actually really cool.
Were you surprised though that it broke the record?
I wasn't surprised.
Considering the year, like you said, I mean, people were worried about cinemas, people going to cinemas, and it did it pretty quickly.
Yes. To be honest, during the pre-screening, everybody kind of knew that was going to be the #1 film when we went to the premiere. So I was surprised about the numbers because, as at 2 weeks ago, it hit ₦500 million, and I was like, wow. But the way it was growing, in 10 days, it made up over 200 million. I was like, if this will not reach 1 billion,
they don't try.
You understand? So I knew it was coming. And the way she's pushed and everybody pushes anyway. Let me not come and act like, she's the only person who works hard in this world. But I like her a lot, so I'm happy to just see her happy.
Are you going to be producing movies too?
No,
is that the plan?
You want me to die? Am I not going through it
now? But I mean, you're producing now, even if it's your talk show. But I mean, movies are of course a whole other ballgame. But is it something you probably would consider?
For sure. I mean, I don't want to leave the movies anytime soon. Even if I stop acting, I think I will still be very much involved in the movie industry. How, I really don't know yet. Either producing, directing, but I'd like to get proper knowledge. Because I feel like the me learning on the job and just swinging it as it goes has brought me this far. But I don't want to take that chances when it comes to the movies because already the market is so saturated. So I feel like in order for me to even come in, I would love if I find the time to really take my time and learn the art and just make sure that I'm contributing to Nollywood, which I love so very much, which is why when anybody asks me the question, Hollywood unko, I say, who go there? So who go act in film for year? If you dey pray, make I go Hollywood. Who go come there, come act in film? So I'm very passionate about Nollywood. I feel like, yes, people do not cut us the slack. They're always judging, but we're trying our best. We made 500 million. So if you still do not believe in Nollywood, you are missing. Jump on the train before Oyibo comes here and come and start jumping on the train first. So,
before you.
Well,
let's wrap up now. With the Nancy Isime show. New season. What guests should we be expecting?
Yes, this season premiered with Don Jazzy
yes,
and some really juicy information that he passed there. And there are people like Waje Omawumi, there's Peruzzi, the Small Doctor, Sheon Kuti gives us a really good performance at some point. We have, and it's not just celebrity based, we have some people who are absolutely inspiring when it comes to their lives. We have children stars, the child stars. It's just Bovi it's 14 weeks of premium content, social media, comedians. This season honestly is packed with.
Where can we catch it?
You can catch it on African Magic Urban every Friday 9:30 p.m. on AIT every Saturday 9 p.m. and on HIP TV, which is today Valentine. If you're at home, I have entertainment for you. 8:30 p.m. Settle down and watch us and just have fun.